Good afternoon, everyone. It's Rachel here, and I thought I would just turn the camera on. As you can see, I've already started. I just found these two, as you do, old 1800s book covers. The spine had broken, and so I'm trying out a new technique to make my Christmas journal. Now, I've decided this year, because I don't know, I'm not really into it at the moment, but I think because we just moved here and I literally unpacked the craft room yesterday, and I still got a few things to do with the moving. But I'm thinking I won't do December daily every single day. I'll do it every few days, because also last year I felt doing it every day, I kind of felt a bit of pressure, and also, I don't know, I was really over it, over Christmas. It made me over Christmas. There we go. That's what it was. So I feel like if I do it every few days, then that will be better. And I thought, I'm participating in Meg Journal's Christmas, I can't remember what it's called, 12 days of Christmas journaling or something like that. I'll put the link to the prompt list in the description box. Let me write that down because I will forget. Link for the prompts in the description box. Okay. Yeah. So I haven't even made myself a journal yet. So, and I need it to participate in Meg's thing. So I thought I would make my journal with you guys, and I just wanted to, I always do, you know, last minute slap it together sort of thing. So I've got these pieces of hemp here, and I'm going to have 3 tabs. Now, the person that I've seen that makes this the most is Sophie Decourt. Has anybody ever heard of her? I better link her as well. She makes these amazing journals. She doesn't do tutorials or anything like that, but I think it's Sophie Decourt. Is it Sophie Court? I don't know. I think she might be French. Does anybody know? I'm sure you ladies that are up with all these people would know whether she's French or not. I don't know. But she does these open spines, and she uses like a lot of upholstery sort of fabrics in her journals, and they look pretty amazing actually. So that's the first person I've seen. I know Ruby and Pearl has done some open spines with lacy bits and fabrics and stuff, but the person that I've really seen doing it for years is Sophie Decourt. So I thought I would give it a go with this broken book. So I've cut my pieces about, oh, look at that, and I eyeballed it. They're about 2 inches by 4 inches, which is perfect. And basically all I'm doing is I get my pin and stick it in there to hold it together like that. And then I'll grab another one, and it's a little bit shorter, but it doesn't matter. Stick it down there. And basically I did my running stitch. I hope you can see, because tell me how my new setup is, because I don't know if you can see or not. I'm notorious for going off screen. So basically I'm going to stitch around my pins like that and wing it. Hopefully I get them similar. It doesn't really matter, does it? So yeah, I've got to go a bit closer. I've got sort of stitching around my pins. I think I need to come in a bit closer. No, come out a little bit. There. Just do my running stitch around. I was going to do rows of running stitch, but I don't want to be here till tomorrow. So I thought I'd just do a rectangle, because it's really a bit of a rectangle. It's not quite a square. It's quite thick, this, so it's easy to do the punching, like, you know, up and down sort of stitching. It's a little bit very easy to go through, but it's a bit harder because it's thick. It's a bit harder to do the running when you go like that with your needle sort of thing. So I've read a few comments from my video yesterday announcing the collaboration with my sister, and I didn't say it in the video. There was so much information that I had to give you guys that my video was very bodgy. I hope my sister's was much clearer than mine, because she's very good at doing this stuff. You know, she's a teacher. She knows how to sort out the things in her mind whereas I'm a scatterbrain. Anyway, what I wanted to say was, it's, you know, like you can make your pages as busy or as simple as you like. I think it's an exercise in, you know, for someone it might be an exercise in coordinating fabrics. For another person it might be an exercise in practicing their stitching. For another person it might be an exercise in composition, or it might be, yeah, like, you know, we all get something different out of it. It's meant to be a pleasure to do, relaxing, and we're not allowed, like, we all compare ourselves to other people. Like, I never say it, but I compare myself all the time to other people and feel totally inadequate. It's just normal human behavior that we compare ourselves, and it's one of the hardest things not to do. And I do it constantly. But you know what? If you let that stop you doing things, then you'll never do anything. So yeah, it's got to be something pleasurable, and keep, if you're a beginner, keep it simple. We'll do the sampler, we'll do the stitch sampler, and some of the stitches will be good practice for me as well, because I'm not a stitching expert, I just make it up. There's also plenty of tutorials on YouTube teaching you stitches. There's so many good channels. Ariane Zersher is a great one. She teaches really amazing stitches. Ariane, I'll write that down too. I always forget. I've linked her in so many videos, guys. But I might forget. Just, you have to give me a nudge. I've written it down. Now, my sister said to me, Rach, write it down so then you remember. Well, do you know what? On my other video that I said I was going to link things, I wrote it down. And do you think I remembered to look at what I wrote down? That's the problem. There lies the problem. You write it down, and do you remember to take that at time of posting? No. So this is my issue. Anyway, I digress. So yep, so it needs to be pleasurable. You're not allowed to compare yourselves to others and say, oh, it's not a thing. You know, it's like what I say to Lulu, where, you know, if you do badly in a test, where did you go wrong? What is it that you don't like? What is it that you didn't know? Sort of thing. So that's what I think is the same with crafting, is try and figure out, and it can be really hard, try and figure out what it is that you're not happy with. And it's the same for me. There's things I'm not, don't ever think I'm always happy with what I do, because I'm not. I mean, there's so many unfinished projects flying around because I wasn't happy with them and never got back to them. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I don't want anyone to feel inferior or that they're not good enough, because that's, you know, how do you learn if you don't practice? And, you know, it was when I moved myself from doing fabric, you know, stitching, a lot of, sewing, like machine sewing, making pouches and growth charts and Christmas stockings and things like that. And I was so fascinated with the junk journaling world and paper crafting, and my sister was always so good at it, and I always thought, oh, I can't do that. And I mean, the first junk journals I made were hideous. They're just the most gross things you ever did see. But I persevered, and I said to myself, why can I combine fabrics really well? And the way I was stitching was I was kind of collaging the fabrics but holding them down with stitches. You know, oh, I took my pin out. Now I can't see where I need to turn the corner. I asked myself, how come I can do the fabrics, but I'm having trouble with the paper. So, and I think what it was I was changing medium, so I was moving from fabric to paper, and I was thinking it was some sort of alien thing, and I just started thinking about the paper like it was fabric. So I started to collage the papers like I would collage my fabric. So I sort of identified where my issue was, and then found my style and fixed it. Yes, Lulu.
Can I ask you where for the printer paper is?
The printer paper is in the bottom drawer in that cupboard thing.
In the living room?
Yeah, bottom drawer. Don't be like your dad going looking in a total different area. No, can't see for looking.
I'm capable of finding things.
Yeah. Don't do it with man eyes. Huh. yeah, so there you go. I've preached. I've done had a preaching moment to you all. Just it's words of encouragement. Give it a go. You know, like you could decide. You could decide, choose your favorite stitches from the sampler if you're new, and try to be creative in your mind of how you could do all your pages as a sampler, and maybe collage the background, like, you know, we're going to give background themes sort of thing. So maybe stick with that and not do the other theme, whether it might be botanical or bunnies or butterflies or whatever. And you might decide to just practice stitches. So you might choose an amount of stitches, and for that month, try to imagine how many different ways can I do that stitch. So that could be changing threads, it could be changing the length, the width, whatever. So that's a good thing for a beginner, I think. Okay, so there you go. I talked you through all that stitching. Okay, so we'll put that away. I'm feeling a bit out of sync really with the move, because I don't think, well, when did I do my Roxy's weekly challenge? When did I do that? I don't know what day. It was some day towards the end of last week. So, or did I do it on the weekend? I don't know. It feels like everything's so far away with this moving business. Okay, so I've got my chunky monkey bits. They're nice and strong. I'm going to glue those. I'll show you in a minute. But what I want to do here first is cover that. And oh my goodness, that's going to be an interesting enterprise. I want to cover these. And I'm wondering with what. So I could use scrapbooking paper. Just a minute. Let me see here. Now you're going to have to be patient with me, because I might not be able to find things. I was telling Pam earlier, Pam from Pandora's Junk Journals, that I've put everything, I've sorted out. It took me all day yesterday to sort out my craft room. I've moved away from my phone, so I hope you can hear me. And literally, I cannot remember where I put anything. Oh, no, I don't know where my scrapbooking paper is, the scrappy bits. And I've got a pillow. Steffi needs to bring my chair over. I can tell that this table in here arrives up almost to my neck. That's how low. So I'm sitting on my pillow. So I could slide onto the floor at any minute. So if you hear a crash, that's what's happened. No, there's no sign of my scrapbooking paper. So, and I would have searched for it before the video, but I didn't realize I couldn't find it. So I found one. Well, I wanted to use up my, you know, I had some strips, but I can't find the pouch with them. So I'm going to use this. Oh, I love that. And I love that. Well, I'm easy to please. Oh, I like that one too. I haven't used that one before. Maybe I'll use these two. These are not too thick too. And I was tempted to do the journal the accordion way, like Meg Journals. I was tempted to do that, but I didn't know whether I was feeling like with this particular journal, I want it to go right to the edge. This is my measuring, guys, if you don't know me. I measure like that. I've got my cutter here. So Meg Journals did a great video showing you how to make the accordion style journal. But I just wasn't 100% sure whether that was what I was wanting to do. Oh, look what I could do. I could 5.5. Can we remember that, guys? 5.5. 5.5. That's my measurement. 5.5 by 5.5 by. Oh, it's crooked. Because this, I don't know why does this do it crooked? that might help. 5.5 by, oh, that's really crooked, by 23. Okay, I'm going to put that there. I'm going to line it up. So 5.5 by 23, I think is good. I'll just cut it again. Okay, so that's one. You wouldn't know it would be so hard, would you? Okay. Oh, I can't remember. Memory like a sieve. So, yeah, so anyway, going back to the room, well, I bought a Dymo. Is it a Dymo? You know, the label machine. I always wanted to call it a dynamo, but it's not. It's a Dymo label machine. And I'm going to have to put some sticky labels on things so I can find things easier without wasting so much time. Okay, so that's that. I'll put that down on the floor. It's going to take me a minute to get used to this. Oh gosh, I hope I don't fall. It's one of those folding chairs. It's very flimsy. Not the best for me. I wonder if Steffi will, he's over at the other place, meeting up with the construction company, that because they're also doing the exterior of the building. That's a condominium, so that's everybody. And then we're doing the interior of ours. So Steph's over there having meetings. He's got the, I don't know, who did he have over there? I think he had the electrician coming for the interior. And then he had the construction company that he's done lots of jobs with them, because he's an architect, so he's done lots of jobs with them and he likes them the best. So but I think they need to maybe talk about inside as well. I don't know. So we are very lucky. We're renting from my mother-in-law's best friend. She's a lucky lady. She's well, she was a teacher. She's retired now, but someone who her father was a property owner, so she inherited many different types of properties, and this one she rents, and we were just so lucky that, because they do 4-year contracts here, and we were just so lucky that the contract ended right when just before, not too long, like in I think that ended in November or October. No, yeah, and the guy left it was ending in November, but the guy left in October. That was renting. He must have bought something, because you wouldn't leave this place. It's a great place. Anyway, so we were very lucky, and we got mates rates, and it's furnished, so we didn't have to bring all of our furniture. We only brought over some things, and so we're very, very lucky. And we can rent it for as long as we need, because when you're doing work on your home, you don't things never go on track, on time. Okay, so that's that one. I want it to try and go as flush. I haven't decided whether I'm going to snip those off or not, as flush to that or not. I don't know. Got no idea what pages I'm going to put in. Well, they're going to be Christmassy, aren't they? Some plain. I haven't pulled those up. We'll do those in a second video. As I'm not doing this every day, don't feel pressure to do it every day. Have it ready.
I'm silly. I came upstairs before to get something, and I didn't get it, and I went back down.
Oh gosh, you sound like me.
And so I had to come back up.
Well, we know whose daughter you are, who you belong to.
I grabbed something else, but I didn't get when I came up here in the first place to get.
Oh, I do think I go somewhere and I stand there and I stare into space and think, what did I come here for?
Yeah, I did that too.
So, like daughter like mother, or like mother like daughter?
Like mother like daughter.
Off you go. Go and do something. Well, don't you have to copy things, summarize things, study things, because then you regret.
That's what I'm going to do.
Okay, so I'm just using Vinaville or PVA. It's just a white glue. Very good for this. I find it's a great glue for bookmaking. very inexpensive here. I know I mentioned that to you all, but there are lots of, well, there are some newbies, so if you're wondering what type of glue I use, that's what I like to use. I do have Aleene's tacky glue, but I prefer this glue. I use the Aleene's tacky glue particularly if I'm gluing in pockets because it dries. It holds a little bit faster than this. This just takes a minute to dry. That's its only issue. It takes a bit longer to dry. But boy, does it stick. Okay, so there, that's easy. That's done. And then my next job, so it's a good thing I've got my mat here. Not this, my yellow mat here, isn't it gross? Sorry guys, I will buy a new one. When I move back to the other place, I'll buy a new one. But I'm not going to buy a new one now. You'll just have to put up with it. It's very unattractive. Now, I've just got to try, use your mat underneath just to line it up. That's a bit crooked. Maybe that wide. Probably not going to do as much in it as, oh, maybe I should go as wide as my stitching. So what I think I'll do actually before I do that is, see I left these open? What do you think is going to happen with that? They're going to glue on either side of, I was waiting for you to answer guys, glue on either side of the cover. So why don't we do one? So I might start in the middle. So let's turn it around this way. I'll have to count my squares because I can't do it by eye. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 squares. And I'll have my knot. I have now decided to cut those off because they're going to get in my way, even though I liked them. But that's right where I need to put my thing, my stitchery. So first I think I'll glue it on the inside. So I'll put that there and I'm just going to push it up flush. That's not centered. Oh, it's kind of centered, isn't it? I'll put that there like that and I'm just going to glue that in place. And this holds, this type of glue holds fabric very well. Very, very well. Put some glue on here and then I'll slip on some more where I need it. So push it in flush. It's not quite centered. It doesn't look centered to me. And slide it down a bit to there. So I'm going to pull that up there like that. And then I'm going to flip it over and pull that there as well. I mean, it's not rocket science, honestly. It's not hard. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Remember that. You don't come here to my channel for perfection. There's no perfection happening here. It's all a bit of fun. I think for me personally, being perfect takes all the fun out of it. I know there are people that, you know, that to them is, being like me takes all the fun out of it. So, you know, we're all different. So you've got to go with how you feel. Oh, just call me Preachy Rachel today. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to put on my next one. I've got to make sure, I'm reminding myself, keep the knot on this side. Not that it really matters because it just, you know what? The knot is just more texture. I've got a bit of glue there. We don't want glue on the cover where we don't. Okay, I'm going to move this down a bit further. And that's going to go about that. I'm very interested to see how this turns out. It's all a bit of an experiment, really. And then in the next video, I'll put in some pages. I might not exaggerate with the pages. Now, I need this to sort of slide down a bit more. That's the other nice thing about this glue is that you have a bit of time, because it takes longer to dry. You have a bit of time to muck around with it and make it sit where you want it to sit. Oh, I'm being a bit of a fuss pot for me. Not normally so fussy. Okay, now we can get our glue here. Don't ask me how I'm, well, I do know how I do think I have an idea how, I was going to say don't ask me how I'm going to attach the pages, but I have a vague idea. I just don't know if it's going to work. Well, I know other people have done this, so I'm sure it does work. Okay, that's that. And then we need this one. And I'll start on this side again. I love the look of it on that side. Okay. vaguely place it in a similar-ish position, shall we say. I hope you can see. I hope I'm not, you know, going off screen, because I just don't know my setup so well now. Moving's throwing me for a loop. I'm behind. I'm supposed to have had my challenge video, no, not my challenge, my collaboration video done for Meg Journals, and well, I didn't know I was supposed to have it done early, but it's just wouldn't have been possible. So I'll try and get it done once I've made this book, because it will go in here. And I thought, I think I said this at the beginning of the video, but I'll repeat myself in the spirit of repeating yourself, that I will be doing the prompts from Meg, and I can't remember who. I would have to look it all up. Terrible me. It's just, yeah, it is. I have to blame it on the move, because I've been totally off the grid, kind of. Yes. Oh, look, see, I did my knot on the outside, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. There's a bit of texture there. And here I was being careful, and I put it on the wrong side. Anyway, ho-hum. So, yep, I'm going to do their prompts in here. That's what I'm going to do. And there's 12. I think there's 12. So I will be doing those every few days. So I'll get to Christmas. I'll make sure I finish them all before Christmas. Not like Meg's July one that I still have to finish. Then things got in the way of it and I didn't get it finished. Now here, we do need to line it up a little bit. Okay. I think that looks okay. I'm sure you guys can see better than me, because I'm sitting down and I'm not above it. So I wonder if you can see any issues with what I'm doing. Now I want to slide that in there. Slide it in. I'm going to have a huge spine there. I probably could have stitched them actually a bit smaller. I didn't get enough glue. I probably could have stitched them smaller. Now, before I go on, I'm going to flip it over if I can. I'm just not getting enough glue. I don't know why it's not sticking. Normally it does stick. I want to flip it over and just get this happening properly before I stick my other bits down, I think. I think that's the best. You need to hang around and see what issues I might have, so you know what not to do. Okay, just giving it a little tug just to make sure it's all sort of flush, and then you just go and add a bit more if you need more. Okay, that should be okay. And then we need to come here and do this one. Oh, I haven't glued that down yet, so I like to start on the inside. I don't know why. We'll start on the inside. I hope my husband's not calling me, telling me I need to come to the house and help him do something. And you really need my washing machine. I did wash everything before we left, but you know, we'll start to become, you know, dirty quite a lot of tops and stuff, because moving boxes is not a clean thing. So we might we'll run out of things. Well, Lulu won't. She's got a whole wardrobe full. Okay, so put that one there. How's that? Looks all right to me. Just catch these bits. I'm not sure what kind of decoration I feel like putting on. And then, oh, I've got to flip it over. So we'll put our glue here. Right. Okay, that's looking all right to me. Could be getting wider down there. It might be a little bit wider down there, but you know, it is what it is. So then obviously once I get my pages in, it will stay up like that. But or it could go like that. It doesn't really matter. I'll probably put in 3 signatures. I can probably stitch in 3 signatures there. And I'm just going to stitch them into this. And I might even use, or I could use baker's twine, or I could use the embroidery floss. So that's the inside of my cover, and then this is the exterior, and I think that will be, it doesn't have a direction, but I think I'll do it that way. So I don't know what I would like to put on here. Just looking around, I know I've got some, oh, there's a Santa there. I don't know if I want to put Santa on, just a sec. And then here, I had a few postcards, I thought. No, maybe I don't. No postcards. Got that lovely thing. Got this. Might be too big. What about if I stuck Santa in there? No, not that one. Or I had this thing that I had been... No, I don't like that. Chuck that over there. Chuck. Just give it a chuck. I quite like this. With the frame around it. That could be it. I think I'm going to do that. Well, and then I might put a bit of that. Oh yes, I'm like, see how interesting how things come together. This has been sprayed with a, it's been sprayed with a fixative, so it shouldn't fade off. I wonder what Santa did I use last year? Or no, I think I might have put a postcard on last year. I think I put a postcard. I'm going to glue that there anyway, but I do have some postcards somewhere. And then I think I'll let that dry, and then I'm going to stitch around it with the thread. I'm going to do a running stitch around it, the same way I did that. So when you see me in the next video, I will have already, if I decide to put this on, I think that's stuck now. Not that it matters because I'm going to stitch. I just want to see over here. I might have, I've got these posts. Oh, that's lovely. No, I think I like the Santa, and I'm going to stitch around it. But I can't, I'll have to let it dry because I put quite a bit of wet glue there. Just trying to see if I had any others. I did have another couple that I liked. But I must have put them away somewhere. I don't know. That's so cute. No. Okay. So no. All right. So I'm going to do this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stitch around. So actually, I wonder if I might put, is that 1 or 2 pieces? Oh, this is like a rice paper or something. Don't ask me where it came from. It was Lulu's and she gave it to me. I like that there. I'm going to put that on. And then I'm even going to stitch through that. So move the stamps over there. I haven't put those away because I might need them. I'll use this glue, I think, just to make sure it sticks. I kind of like making journals this way, where you don't really have a plan and you just sort of throw it together. And it just happens. Now the reason why I stuck that down is because it sticks down better. If it has to stick over the stitching, it'll be lumpy, but I quite like the idea of the stitching going through it. And then I'm wondering, do I need a little bit of something up there to balance it out? And I'm just trying to think, what can that be? Oh, where is all my stuff? got washi tape. Just sitting here thinking for a minute. I got Christmas fabrics and trims. Now, I don't remember. I put them all in one box. What box did I put them in? Which box did they go in? That box feels empty, isn't it? They're not in that box. Aha, I've got these. They're not my trims. I don't know where I put my trims. Gosh, I put them in a box. And do I know which box? I'll have to find them. So, that's not Christmas. Oh, these are not my Christmas ones. Oh no, I put my Christmas ones in another box. This is the worst. Okay, guys. Well, the box. Oh, I know. The box is not revealing itself to me. Here it is. Here's another box. What's in this box? Christmas. It has been revealed. Okay. It's going the wrong way. There's a reindeer. Got a bit of ruffle here that was made for me. No, maybe not. I have one of these that's plain. Use that little piece there. Maybe let's just, or what about, oh, I like this trim as well. Not that one, maybe. That, I ruffled, no, not that one, doesn't go. Okay, let me, I don't want this colour. This bit here, I was thinking. But I don't know, I'm not convinced. Just trying to see what else there is. It's cute. Not quite what I was thinking, I don't know. Maybe a bit of washi tape. I know where they are. Yeah, I think a bit of washi tape. It will just be which one. Don't want spots, got spots there. This one maybe. This is an MT one. Yeah, I think I'll have a piece of this. I'm just going to stick that there. And that will get stitched through as well. That's it. That's going to go, and then that's going to glue on there. But first I need to stitch it. So I'm going to let that dry. And I'll running stitch it. It's very different to last year, which is good. I'll do the running stitch around the Santa image, and then I'll just glue this onto the cover. And that's going to be my cover. And, you know, and then further down the track, I could decide to, you know, embellish a bit further. But I think for now, that is it. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll put some photographs of it completed at the end of the video. There's a lot of glue on this one. So you can see photographs. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon.